In the morning, you walked into school as usual, the hallway buzzed with chatter, students rushing past you. Reaching your locker, you twisted the lock open and swung the door wide. To your surprise, there was a small box placed neatly inside. What is this? You mumble, picking it up. Curious yet cautious, you carefully open the box. Suddenly, a spring loaded joker toy shot out, gently punching your nose. You groaned, stumbling back. Annoyance boiled inside you as you instantly realized who was behind this prank. Jungkook, you muttered through gritted teeth. Your eyes darted down the hallway, and sure enough, there he was, walking casually with a smug smile on his face while whistling a familiar tune. Unbelievable, you fumed and stomped toward him. Yeah, Jungkook, you shouted, grabbing his arm. He stopped and turned to you, still smirking. What now? He asked lazily. Did you put that stupid joker in my locker? You demanded. Maybe, he grinned. Why? Was it funny? Funny? Are you serious? You snapped. You keep messing me with every day. Can't you grow up for once? Relax, he chuckled. It was just for fun. Don't be so grumpy all the time, Ryan. Grumpy, you repeated, your anger rising. You know what? Before Jungkook could react, you grabbed your water bottle, unscrewed the cap, and poured the entire contents on his phone. Yeah, Jungkook flinched, his hair dripping wet as water trailed down his face. He froze in shock, blinking repeatedly. The entire hallway went silent as students stared. Suddenly, a group of Jungkook's fangirls rushed forward. What did you do, Van? One of them shrieked. You poured water on our oppa. Another cried. If you love him that much, I can pour some on you too. You want it? You said firmly. The girls immediately backed away, shaking their heads. No, no, we don't dare to lose our makeup. One stammered, let's go, girls. Sorry, Appa, one of them called back before they all scurried away. You turned back to Jungkook, who was still wiping his face with his hand. Yeah, don't play with fire again. You want flipping your head dramatically before walking away proudly. Jungkook stood frozen for a second before he chuckled quietly. His lips curling into a smile, he reached into his pocket for a handkerchief. When his best friend, Anovo, appeared beside him. Again? His friend asked, holding out his own handkerchief. Another fight with Ryan? Jungkook accepted the kerchief, dabbing his face as he grinned. Yeah, he said with a soft laugh. You're smiling. Anovo blinked in disbelief. Dude, she just embarrassed you in front of half the school. Jungkook shrugged, glancing down the hallway where you had disappeared. I like her fierce side, he said with a dreamy smile. Anovo's jaw dropped. You seriously have issues, he muttered. I don't get it. You fight with her in person and then you stand here admiring her like a fool. You wouldn't understand. Jungkook smirked. He patted Anovo's shoulders, closing his friend's wide open mouth. Let's go to class. As they walked down the hallway, Jungkook couldn't help but smile again, thinking about you. Soon, he thought to himself, soon you will know the truth, Wine. Then one day it was a calm night and you lay comfortably on your bed, hugging your pillow tightly with a bright smile on your face. The screen of your phone glowed in the dimly lit room as you texted your online boyfriend, someone who had brought unexpected happiness into your life. Had a rough day today. What happened? Tell me everything. You giggled softly. He was always scared about your feelings, no matter how small the problem was. Jungkook was being annoying again. He snatched my notebook and refused to give it back until I chased him around the classroom like an idiot. That idiot always bothers you. I know, right? I don't get why he is like that. Forget about him, just focus on me. I want to hear about the good parts of your day too. You smiled wider, feeling your heart warm. He always knew how to make you forget the stress. Well, my favorite part is talking to you. Same here, Ryan. Honestly, you make my day better. Whenever I text you, I feel so happy. Your heart skipped a beat. His words always had that effect on you. When are we finally going to meet? I really want to see you. There was a short pause before his reply came. We'll meet when the time comes, I promise. Fine, but you better not forget your promise. I won't. Now sleep well, okay? Good night, beautiful. Good night. You placed your phone on the nightstand and sighed happily, rolling onto your back. Your thoughts drifted to your mysterious online boyfriend. You didn't know what he looked like, but he always made you smile. He was sweet, funny, and thoughtful. He had even sent you small gifts, keychains, chocolates, and cute letters. Somehow, without meeting him, you felt closer to him than anyone else. I wish I could see him soon, you whispered to yourself, still smiling. But then your mind wandering to Jungkook, your annoying classmate and sworn enemy. The boy had been driving you crazy since your first year of high school. From stealing your pens to teasing you in front of everyone, he knew exactly how to get under your skin. Just thinking about him made you frown. Why am I even thinking about him now? You muttered, turning to your side and hugging your pillow tighter. Soon you drifted off to sleep with thoughts of your sweet online boyfriend filling your mind. Meanwhile, Jungkook sat in his room, resting his phone on his desk. He leaned back in his chair, staring at the ceiling with a heavy sigh. We'll meet soon, Wine, he whispered to himself. His heart felt tight with guilt. For months now, he had been texting you under a fake identity. His way of getting closer to you without all the constant fighting. He never planned for things to go this far, but somehow he found himself falling for you more. How will she react when she finds out it's me? Jungkook muttered, rubbing his face with his hands. The thought of you finding out scared him. What if you hated him even more? What if you stopped talking to him completely? He had spent so long hiding behind messages, making you laugh, cheering you up, and being the person he wished. I can't keep lying, Jungkook whispered, his voice shaky. But I can't lose her either. He glanced at his phone again, scrolling through your messages. Each one made him smile. He could picture your cute smile, your laugh, the way you always argued with him at school, yet still managed to be kind in your own way. He knew how stubborn you were, but he also knew how soft-hearted you could be. I'm ready for whatever happens, Jungkook said firmly to himself. Even if she gets mad, I just want her to know the truth. He stared at the last message you sent, the heart and kiss emoji. Despite all the teasing and silly fights at school, you had unknowingly captured his heart, and no matter how difficult things became, he knew one thing for sure, he wasn't going to let you go. I'll make it right no matter what. The classroom buzzed quietly as the teacher began distributing the test papers. You sighed heavily, your fingers tightening around the paper as your eyes scanned the score at the top, lower than you expected. You mumbled, your face falling. Disappointment washed over you. Wine, the teacher called sharply, come here. Dragging your feet to the front of the class, you stood before the teacher's stern gaze. What happened this time? The teacher scolded lightly. I expected better from you. I know, you mumbled. I will improve next time. See that you do, the teacher warned before dismissing you back to your seat. You slumped down at your desk, chin resting in your palm. The sadness lingered as the teacher continued handing out papers. Jungkook, the teacher suddenly barked, making you look up. Jungkook stood there, sheepishly scratching the back of his head. Lowest marks in the class, the teacher said, shaking his head. I don't know what to say about you. You stared at Jungkook for a moment. Normally this should have made you happy. After all, he was your annoying enemy who constantly teased you, but for some reason, you didn't feel satisfied. Instead, you felt pity. Why do I even care? You thought and turned your focus back to the lesson, but your mind kept drifting. The disappointment in your own score and the lingering thoughts about Jungkook still bothered you. Moments later, your phone buzzed quietly under your desk. Curious, you peeked down and unlocked it. Hey, beautiful. A small smile tugged at your lips. It was your online boyfriend, the one who always knew how to brighten your mood. You quickly typed back, "Hey, how is your day?" he asked. You sighed quietly and replied, "Not good, scored low in my test, feeling so dumb right now." Seconds later, his reply came, "Aish, don't say that. You're smart, hardworking, and way too amazing to let one bad score get you down. I believe in you." Your smile widened instantly. The sadness faded as your warmth filled your chest. "Thank you," you typed back. "Yeah, when your best friend Gia whispered beside you, "Guess what?" What? You murmured while pretending to look at your notes. "I just saw Jungkook texting someone and smiling like crazy." Gia whispered, leaning closer. "I have never seen him smile like that except when he is glued to his phone." Oh, he raised an eyebrow. "So Jungkook has a girlfriend now?" "Looks like it," Gia giggled. "I feel sorry for her, though. Imagine dating that annoying brat. She must be going through so much." You chuckle, "Yeah, poor girl." Curiosity got the best of you, and you glanced toward Jungkook's desk. He sat across from you, still smiling softly. His eyes flickered to you, and when your eyes met, his smile widened, a smile that looked oddly genuine. "Weird," you thought, quickly turning back to the bird. Meanwhile, Jungkook kept staring at you, his heart pounding in his chest. "When are you going to tell her?" Jungkook's friend whispered, nudging him with his elbow. "Soon," Jungkook replied, still watching you. "I don't want to hide anymore." "You sure that's a good idea?" he asked. "She's gonna flip when she finds out." "I know," Jungkook sighed, "but I can't keep pretending. Wine deserves to know, and I'm ready to face whatever happens." He smiled again, his gaze never leaving you. "Soon," he thought. "I'll tell you soon, Juan." The next day after school, you were packing your bag to leave when Jungkook suddenly appeared beside you. "Juan," he called softly. You looked up, already annoyed. "What do you want now? Can you meet me tomorrow morning on the rooftop?" he asked, his voice quieter than usual. You raised a brow. "Why? Are you planning to throw me off from there?" For a moment, Jungkook's face dropped, his expression shifting from nervousness to fear. "Juan," his voice cracked, "don't ever say that. I'm not that bad of a person." His eyes were serious, almost bleeding. "Please, just meet me." Before you could respond, he turned and walked away. You stood frozen, remembering the look in his eyes. It wasn't like the teasing, annoying Jungkook you knew. It felt different, troubled. "Yeah," Gia's voice broke your thoughts as she patted your shoulder. "What happened? Why was he talking to you?" "I don't know," you muttered, still lost in thought. "He wants me to meet him tomorrow." Weird. Gia narrowed her eyes. "Well, be careful. You know how he is." That evening you were at the cafe where you worked part-time. Your mom's birthday was coming up, and you wanted to save enough money to get her a nice gift. Ever since your father passed away, your mom had been working hard alone. You wanted to make her smile. While wiping down the tables, your phone buzzed. You smiled when you saw the notification. It was him, your online boyfriend, the person who always knew how to make you feel better. "When I want to say something," his message read. What is it? You replied curiously. We are going to meet tomorrow. Your heart skipped a bit. Really? When? Where? Tomorrow on your school rooftop. Your smile froze. Rooftop? Yeah, any problem? No, you typed. Okay, I'll be there. Be ready. He ended the text with a heart emoji. Instead of excitement you felt a knot in your stomach. Why the rooftop? Why did this Jungkook say the same thing earlier? Was this some kind of joke? Meanwhile, in his room, Jungkook sat on his bed staring at his phone. Wine, I know I have created a mess. Maybe I'm confusing you too much. But I'm preparing you for the truth. I just hope you don't do anything unexpected. He muttered to himself, running his fingers through his hair in frustration. Both of you spent the night restless, trapped in endless thoughts and anxiety. The next morning, you stood at the school gate, staring at the rooftop with uncertainty. Your heart raced with confusion and nervousness. Yeah, why don't just go and see who it is? Gia nudged you. Only then you will know. Before you could respond, your phone buzzed. A message from your online boyfriend lit up the screen. I'm already here, Ryan. Your heart skipped a bit. Without a second thought, you grabbed your bag and dashed upstairs to the school rooftop, your breath quickening with extreme anxiety and excitement. As you reached the top, gasping for air, you saw a figure standing with his back turned towards you. His posture seemed familiar as you pushed the thought aside. Jkff, you called softly. The boy turned around and your heart stopped. It was Jungkook. Jungkook, you blurted out, stepping in shock. I'm sorry, I thought you were someone else. I need to go. I have someone important to meet. You turned to leave, panic rising in your chest, but just then your phone vibrated again. Where are you going? I'm right here, Ryan. You froze, slowly turning back to Jungkook. Your eyes widened in disbelief. No, you muttered, it can't be. Jungkook sighed and held up his phone, showing your entire chat, your messages, his replies, everything. Nice wine, he said softly. It's me, I'm Jkff, and I'm also Jungkook. You are lying, you stammered, your voice shaky. This is some kind of joke, right? No, Jungkook shook his head. It's the truth. I didn't plan for it to happen like this, but yes, I'm the one you have been talking to all this time. You felt your chest tighten, your breathing unsteady. Covering your mouth with your hands, you stumbled back. No, you whispered, tears stinging your eyes. No way. Brian, I'm sorry, Jungkook pleaded, stepping closer. I know, I should have told you sooner, but... Smack. You slapped him across the face before you even realized what you had done. Jungkook's head turned to the side, his eyes wide with shock. How dare you? You cried, your voice trembling with anger. How dare you lie to me all this time? You grabbed his shirt collar, your fingers clutching tightly. Do you know how much I trusted you? How much Your voice broke. You made me feel special, and it was all fake. No, Jungkook interrupted, gripping your wrist gently. It wasn't fake. Wine, I swear, I really loved you. Love? You scoffed bitterly. You seriously think? Please. I didn't have the courage to say it face to face because you hate me. I thought if you talked to you as Jkff, you would get to know the real me, not the guy you fight with all the time. His voice cracked with emotion. I love you so much, Wine. I never wanted to hurt you. He let go of his collar, stepping back. Stop it, Jungkook. I'm done with your lies. Even after knowing the truth, you still think I will believe you. Never. I hate you, Jungkook. I hate you for everything. Jungkook's eyes filled with tears, his face pale with regret. Man, please, don't dare come into my life again, you warned firmly before storming away, your heart pounding painfully in your chest. Jungkook stood frozen, watching you disappear down the steps. He wiped his face with his sleeve, feeling his heart sink lower than ever before. I messed up. I'm sorry, Van. I'm so sorry, he whispered to himself, tears finally spilling down his cheeks. The moment you entered the classroom, Gia rushed to you with curiosity written all over her face. Van, so how was it? Did you meet your boyfriend? She asked eagerly. You sighed deeply, your eyes still red and swollen from crying. He's not my boyfriend, Gia. What do you mean? She asked, her smile fading. It was Jungkook all along, he said, your voice breaking slightly. Wait, what? Jungkook? That idiot played with your feelings. Are you serious? She exclaimed. Yeah, he lied to me all this time, pretending to be someone else just because he knew I hated him. Jia shook her head furious. I can't believe him, such a jerk. Just then Jungkook walked into the classroom. His face looked drained, his usual cocky smirk nowhere in sight. His eyes were dull, carrying a silent apology within them. You caught his gaze for a second, but you quickly turned away, refusing to acknowledge him. Jungkook's eyes lingered on you full of regret. Throughout the class, you felt his gaze burning into you, but you didn't spare him a single glance. When class ended, you grabbed your bag and hurried toward the door. When your phone vibrated, it was a message from Jungkook. One, please talk to me, I'm sorry. You stared at the screen for a second, then sighed heavily. Without hesitation, you blocked his number. The pain in your chest worsened, but you refused to let it show. Days passed and you continued ignoring Jungkook. No matter how many times he tried to talk to you, you pretended he didn't exist. One morning, you opened your locker and found several small notes inside. Each one had I'm sorry written on it with teeny panda stickers attached. A small smile threatened to break across your face, but you quickly crumpled the notes and shoved them into dustbin. Why are you being so stubborn? Jungkook's voice suddenly sounded behind you. Before you could react, he grabbed your wrist gently. Please, Wine, just listen to me. You snatched your hand away and glared at him. Don't expect me to forgive you, Jungkook. You snapped, your voice sharp and cold. Then you walked away, leaving him frozen in place. Days turned into weeks, and Jungkook's attempts to win your forgiveness never stopped. He waited outside your classroom, left apology notes under your bag, and even tried sending flowers to your house, but you rejected every single attempt. Then one morning, Gia leaned closer and whispered, Hey, did you hear? Jungkook dropped out of school. You blinked in shock. What? Yeah, Gia nodded. I heard he's not coming back. You tried to brush it off, but something inside you twisted painfully. You told yourself you should be happy, no more pranks, no more teasing, no more lies. Yet, you couldn't ignore the emptiness that started to grow in his absence. Days without Jungkook turned out to be harder than you thought. He was annoying, yes, but he was also the one who made you smile during your worst moments. Without him, everything felt dull, the usual teasing fights, the silly bickering, the way he secretly carried it all. You stared at your phone several times, tempted to unblock his number, but your pride refused. Why am I even thinking about him? You muttered to yourself. But no matter how hard you tried, memories kept flooding back. The way he smiled whenever you laughed, the way he called you dummy but always helped you when you needed it. The cafeteria was buzzing with students chatting and laughing during lunch break, but you barely heard any of it. Your mind was still restless, thoughts tangled in confusion and regret. Suddenly, Eno stormed towards your table, his face tight with frustration. Without warning, he dumped a pile of letters, photos, and random items on your desk. What are you doing? You asked, startled. I'm making you realize your mistake, he snapped. What mistake? You shot back, your eyes scanning the mess of papers and objects. Then your breath caught. Among the scattered items were letters, many letters, all in Jungkook's handwriting. Your hand trembled as you picked one up. The words flooded, tears welled in your eyes. Wine, I know I lied to you, but I never meant to hurt you. Every time I smiled at you in class, my heart felt lighter. Every time you laughed, I forgot my worries. I never had the courage to tell you I loved you, but I did. I still do. You swallowed hard and grabbed another letter. Your fingers shakily touched the faded wrapper Noah had brought with him. Then you noticed your pens, your old books, all things you had once thought you had lost. He kept all this, he whispered, voice breaking. Yeah, Jungkook is a fool, but he is a fool in love. He adored you one. He couldn't sleep without reading your tests. He smiled like an idiot whenever you replied. Even when you ignored him, he still kept trying because he loved you that much. Your tears spilled freely now, staining one of the letters in your hand. Where is he now? You asked, your eyes cracking. He left. Jungkook went abroad this morning. He didn't tell anyone except me. He said there is nothing left for him here. Your heart sank. It felt like the air had been knocked out of you. The letters in your hands shook violently as you pressed them against your chest. No, you muttered, voice barely above a whisper. I'm sorry, Noah said softly. You missed someone who loved you more than anything. He walked away, leaving you frozen in your seat. Jia placed a comforting hand on your shoulder, but you couldn't hold it together anymore. I was so stupid, you whispered through your tears. Images of Jungkook flashed through your mind. He smiled when he teased you in class, the way he nervously asked you to meet him on the rooftop. His broken face when you slapped him. 4 years later, the lively atmosphere of the high school reunion buzzed around you, yet your mind wandered elsewhere. For 4 years, your heart had held on to one face, Jungkook. Despite everything, your love for him had only grown stronger. I heard Jungkook isn't coming, one of your friends mentioned casually. Your heart sank, disappointment washed over you, and you muttered, I'll be back. Before walking away, you needed a moment to gather yourself. On your way to the washroom, your thoughts spiraled. Why did I even hope he would come? Lost in thought, you turned a corner and bumped into someone. You stumbled back, nearly falling, but strong arms caught you by the waist. Oh, careful there, a familiar voice said, your eyes widened. Jungkook, you whispered, your vision instantly blurring with tears. Hello, dummy, he grinned, still being clumsy, huh? You quickly stood up, wiping your eyes. Thank you said stiffly, your heart racing. It's okay, he smiled warmly. How have you been? I'm good, you answered quickly and hurried away to the washroom. Once inside, you gripped the sink, staring at yourself in the mirror. He's here after all this time, your heart pounded in your chest. Why does he still have this effect on me? Later, you stood alone by the hotel balcony, sipping your drink and gazing at the starry sky. The cool air brushed against your face, but your mind was warm with memories. Did you miss me? Jungkook's voice startled you. You turned your head slightly. I didn't. You lied, not daring to look him in the eyes. But I missed you, he said softly, his voice full of emotions. You finally looked at him, your heart aching at the sincerity in his eyes. Then you turned back to the sky. If you missed me, you would have texted me. I did, he said, holding out his phone. What? You asked, confused. Read it, he insisted, handing you the phone. You hesitated before taking it. Your fingers trembled as you scrolled through the messages. There were hundreds, no thousands of texts. Every single day for the past 4 years, Jungkook had messaged you. Good morning, man. I miss you today too. I know you hate me, but I still love you. Today I saw someone who reminded me of you. It hurt. Your vision blurred as tears fell onto the phone screen. If you had unblocked me, Jungkook said quietly, you would have seen. I thought you moved on. You choked out. I thought you forget me. Forget you? He scoffed softly. Wine, I never stopped loving you. I was waiting, hoping you would forgive me. More tears slipped down your face. I was so stupid. I wasted so much time. Shh. Jungkook reached out, gently wiping your tears with his thumb. I'm here now, that's what matters. I'm sorry, you whispered, your voice breaking. I'm sorry for pushing you away. Jungkook smiled through his own teary eyes. Don't be, just let me love you this time, please. You didn't reply with words. Instead, you stepped closer and hugged him tightly. Burying your face in his chest, he wrapped his arms around you, holding you as if he never wanted to let go. I love you, he whispered against his chest. I love you too, he murmured back, pressing a soft kiss to your hair. Later, your friends found you both together and cheered. Finally, took you guys long enough. Dia teased. You laughed softly, still holding Jungkook's hand after all those years of pain and regret. You finally felt whole again. Thank you for watching. If you like the story, please subscribe.